Okay, we're here with Danian Men's Soccer, our third phase of our workout program. A lot of plyometric exercises that we're going to be doing, and we're going to be showing you the different exercises that we're going to be doing in this phase 3. It's not necessarily, we won't do all the exercises for the whole program. We do certain exercises which will tell you which ones to do and when, and it will also be a combination of doing these plyometric exercises and some of the exercises you're doing in phase 2. So we're going to have a couple of demonstrations, upper body, lower body, core, all the exercises that you'll be doing at some point in your program. So we're going to start with some different variations of some push-ups. And we're going to use a medicine ball for most of these push-ups here. The first exercise that we have is going to be an actual push-up onto the medicine ball. So you're going to start in a regular push-up position with the ball in a position in between your hands, so that when you lower your chest, you're going to make sure the ball is stationary to start. You're going to make sure as you lower yourself to the ball, your chest hits the ball, you push yourself up in the air, and then you're trying to jump onto the ball, and you let yourself drop back down again, and then you're pushing yourself up, and then dropping straight back down, and then trying to explode up and push yourself down. Each time you push yourself up, trying to jump on to the medicine ball there. And that one again is an exercise you try to do as many as you can for that exercise. You're probably between the 12 and the 15 range, which you try to do as many as you can. Now another push-up, a variation of a push-up, plyometric push-up, is where you actually put your feet on the medicine ball. Can you get a picture of his feet on the medicine ball? So you got your feet on the medicine ball, normal push-up position. Now you're going to come down and you're going to try to jump in the air as high as you can. Land straight back down into a push-up position. Push yourself up in the air as high as you can. So you just keep landing in the down position of a push-up and pushing yourself up. Again, while your feet remain on the medicine ball the whole time. So you have a little bit of stability in there too as well. Now the third variation of the push-up is a staggered push-up. So you start with your hands in different positions, one up and one back, just like that. And then you're going to push yourself up and you're going to switch your hands back and forth. The one that's up is back, the one that's back is up. Landing in the push-up, the down position of the push-up, back and forth, like that. Switching your hands.
I like that one.
And that one is, again, as many as you can do. All these push-ups are as many as you can do. For this one, you should be able to get eventually between 18 or 20 of that. And those are the 3 different push-ups that we do for plyometrics. Can you pause it? Can you pause it now? Okay, so for our next exercises, shoulders, we're going to give you 2 different ones. One that's a strength training, one that's a little bit more plyometric. You'll know exactly which exercise you're supposed to do for what workout. The first one is a standing dumbbell press, so it's similar to the seated dumbbell press that you were doing for shoulders, except you're going to be standing here. You're going to start with the dumbbells facing you, your palms facing you, your arms are bent. You're going to go ahead and you're going to lift all the way up and turn your palms out, and then have the dumbbells touch each other. Then bring it back down so that the dumbbells are in touching each other and your palms are facing you, and then you're pushing it up, so you're turning your palms out as you're doing that, and then as you're bringing it down, you're turning your palms back facing you. A little bit more circular of a movement as you're doing this. Okay, so what you're going to do is 10 to 12 repetitions for this exercise, like you do for most of our strength training. Now the next exercise, which is a more plyometric exercise with the dumbbell, is starting in an athletic position, which we consider half a squat. You're going to start with the medicine ball in between your legs, like this. You're going to keep your arms straight, your arms are going to be straight, and then you're going to try to throw the ball up in the air as high as you can, and you're going to stand up as you do it. So So you stand up as you do it, then you come back down into that athletic stance with the ball between your legs, your arms are straight the whole time. You exaggerate a little bit as you throw the ball up to make sure your arms get above your head as you're throwing it as high as you can in the air. You're catching it, bringing it back down, athletic position, ball between your legs, and then doing the same thing. For this, again, you should be trying to do as many as you can. It's going to depend upon the size of the medicine ball and how many you can actually do. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the upper back exercises. You guys will keep, if we're going to do strength training, you'll keep doing the one exercise that we showed you, the chin up that you do off the straight bar that we showed you guys in the last program, which was done either off the squat block or Smith machine. We showed you those two exercises. How to do the chin up off of those bars where you pull yourself up off the ground, you're facing the ceiling, and you pull yourself up on a straight bar. So that would be one exercise that we might actually continue to do. Another one is what we call lawnmower. So with this one, it's like a dumbbell row, except you're standing in the air, you're standing up like this, here, okay? And like you're doing normal row, you have the feet are staggered to give yourself some support and stability. And then you're just going to pull it back like you would for a normal row. And you don't pull yourself back up, you're just leaning over a little bit. You're just doing a normal row here. And then you're doing, of course, between 10 to 12 repetitions to one side. You're going to switch. Feet are staggered again, like this to give yourself a little support. You're leaned over, and then you're just doing a normal row. Trying to pull that back here so your elbow comes. Come around this side. 10. Come around this side so you just have this elbow pull back. You can see here, his shoulder's not coming back. He's just pulling this back with his elbow coming past where his back is. Okay? Now, the two plyometric exercises for back. One of those is going to be what we call medicine ball slam. So you're going to try to find a medicine ball that actually bounces. If you don't have a medicine ball that actually bounces, then you can just hold onto the ball while you're throwing the ball down. So if you have a ball that bounces, this is the way it would look. You start straight in the air. Here, you start with the ball above your head, your arms are straight, and you keep your arms straight the whole time, and you throw the ball into the ground and bounce it as hard as you can. You pick it up, bring the ball back over your head, arms are straight, you throw the ball back down into the ground, you let it bounce in the air, you catch it. He's just keeping himself straight, he's not leaning over, straight the whole time, and then he's just slamming the ball into the ground as hard as he can. Okay? Should be doing as many as you can. Usually that ends up being 12 to 15 repetitions depending upon what size medicine ball that you have. Now, if you had a medicine ball that did not bounce, instead of throwing the ball down, you would just hold on to the ball and you wouldn't let it bounce. And then you just bring it back over your head like that. So that's a way that you can alternately do it if you don't have a medicine ball that bounces in here to make do. Okay? Now, plyometric exercise for your to take the place of the dumbbell row. So that is more of a plyometric exercise that we just did to take the place of doing the chin-ups off of the straight bar. This would be a plyometric exercise to take the place of the lawnmower that we just showed you, the row, and you're standing up. So this would be with a band that looks like this, and it has handles on it. And what you have is someone standing on the band to give a little bit of resistance, tension. Then how far you stand away from this person determines how much tension, additional tension there is, and how hard it is for you to do the exercise. So as you get stronger, you would want to stand further away. You'd also, the thickness of this cable right here determines the level of tension. The thicker the cable, the harder it is to do the exercise in here. So your handles here, athletic stance, feet about shoulder width apart. He's holding the handle so that his palm's facing down, and then as he pulls it back, he's he's going to turn his palms into his body, just like he did for the rep. Then it's straight again, and then back. And he's doing it as fast as he can. So again, it's an exercise where we're trying to have a little resistance and doing it as fast as he can and correctly. Both at the same time, he's doing it. He does it for 15 to 20 repetitions in here. Now, if you do not have one of these bands, what you can use is just dumbbells. So it would be similar to the lawnmower, except you're doing it both at the same time. And you'd have two dumbbells in your hand like this, and you would want them to be fairly light. And you're going to take them like this, and you have the dumbbells in your hands, and then you're pulling them out as fast as you can, and pushing them out, pulling them out, and pushing them back. Starting with your palms out, just like we did with the bands, and then we pull it into the side, and turn our palms into us, turn our palms into us, okay? So now we're going to go on to our core exercises. We consider our core exercises, our abs and our lower back. We're going to start with, for the regular abdominals, which will start here. You're laying on the ground. Your legs are straight out in front of you. Your feet are going to stay on the ground the whole time. You put your hands behind your head. You do a full sit-up, keeping your legs on the ground. Then you bring your arms out to touch your toe. You come back down. You put your hands behind your head. You come back up again. As you're coming back up, you touch your hands to your toes, and then you back down again. So you should be getting to between 20 and 25 of those. Immediately when you're done 20 to 25 of those, you go into what we call jackknives, which now you're going to start with your arms and behind you straight in the air. You're going to go ahead and start with your feet a little bit off the ground, and you're going to bring your legs straight and your arms straight at the same time. You're going to lower yourself back down, and then you're going to come back up again. So as your legs are coming back, your arms are coming back, and vice versa in here. And you don't let your feet touch the ground. As you are bringing your feet back to the ground, your arms don't go all the way back to the ground, and then you're just coming up together. So we should be looking at 10 to 15 of these, gradually increasing as we get more comfortable with the exercise itself and building more strength. Now this exercise is going to be for your side of your abdomen. Here we call them slings. You're going to stand here, so you're going to each be facing the same way. So you need a partner to do this, although we'll show you some alternatives if you don't have a partner. But ultimately, it would be good if you did have a partner. So your partner is going to, the one person is the one that is going to be working here. They start with the ball in their hands like this, standing straight up again. And then they take the ball to the side like this, and then they're going to go ahead and throw the ball across to the partner. So here we go. Start here, throws it across, ball's thrown back to that person, he takes it across his body again to the other side, throws it across. You want to throw this ball as hard as you can. You don't want to throw it into the air, you want to throw it across, sling it across as hard as you can. And so you want to be able to do 20 on the one side, and then you want to turn around and do the other side too as well. But again, you want to take that ball all the way across and throw it across your body like that. You want that explosion as you're coming across. All the plyometric exercises that we are showing you is about explosive movement in here. Now, if you didn't have a partner and you had a concrete wall, which this is a concrete wall, you could even take it off the concrete wall and throw it here like this. Same thing, just catching it off the wall, taking it across your body. Okay, if you didn't have a concrete wall and you didn't have a partner, then just like with the medicine ball slams, you don't throw the ball. You keep it in your hands, you take it back across, you keep it in your hands. But you throw the ball like you're throwing it out of your arms. You know, take it across like you were going to throw it, except you don't. Okay? Now, the last exercise that we have, lower back, stability ball. If we have a partner for this too, because we're going to use the medicine ball. As I said to you guys in the email, this is a good idea to buy a medicine ball if your place you're working out doesn't have one. There's a lot of exercises with the medicine ball and find a medicine ball that bounces is the best thing. Okay, so you start on the stability ball, feet up against the wall, like we showed you for the other stability exercises. That helps us, gives us a little stability as we're on the stability ball. You start here with this underneath you, so you're just on your waist. Person starts with the ball in there, and if they come down like they normally would for a low back extension, they come up, they toss the ball to the partner catches, throws it back down to the person catches, throws it down here. So this is a little weighted exercise, causing you to have to catch the ball while your back is fully extended here, so we get some good stability and stabilization as you do it. Now, if you didn't have a partner in here, you can face a wall, try to face a wall, and throw it off the wall. If you have two walls that are close to each other, you can do that. If you don't have two walls that are close to each other, you simply could just, again, mimic that movement of throwing the ball as you come up, and then bring it back. That little pause there, you notice that little pause he gives to make sure you stabilize. Little pause, and then he comes back. Little pause. Okay? Exercises for plyometrics phase 3. Now this will be all pretty much plyometric exercises besides squats and leg curls that we might have you continue with if we want you to do more strength training exercises on those days. But you want to find a bench that's about this high. It stands about maybe a yard, maybe a little bit more off the ground in here. We used also during our year not just these benches that are outside our gym, but also the bleachers in our gym, which those bleachers were a little bit, they weren't quite as tall, so the guys were able to do more jumps on that. But for this bench, this was a little bit higher, so when our guys did it, they didn't get as many in, and they did it for 30 seconds. So you're going to stand maybe a foot or two away from the bench itself, and what you're going to do is you're going to jump up onto that bench, and you're going to jump back down as quickly as you can. You're going to do it for 30 seconds, and you're going to see how many jumps you can get in 30 seconds. So you should be continuing to record how many you do so you can see if you progress. All right, so we go 3, 2, 1, and he's going to start, jump up, jump down, jump up, jump down. You notice as soon as he touches the ground, he's back up jumping again, which is what you want to do. Jump up, jump down. As soon as he touches the bench, he's jumping back down. Okay, so you do that for 30 seconds. In here, you're going to take a rest of a minute, and then you're going to do another one for 30 seconds. So for these plyometric exercises, they're timed, and the rest is also timed in between two as well. So then moving on, another one is a broad jump. Now for us, again, today, we're out in our lobby of our gym because our gym is being worked on, but we use the baseline, the basketball baseline in here. This is about a little bit more than a yard. It's going to start here, which just for us, it's a different colored tile on the one section, and it goes all the way out to another different tile. And that ended up being about the length of a basketball, of the baseline of a basketball court. So he's going to start on that square that begins a different colored tile, and he's going to try to jump all the way out to the square that's the last set of different set of jump tiles. He's going to jump forwards and he's going to jump backwards. He's trying to do it again as quickly as he can, jumping, spending as little time on the ground as possible. Okay, so we're ready. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So jumping out, jumping back, jumping out, jumping back, jumping out, jumping back, out, and back. Okay? So 30 seconds of doing that, counting how many times you get out and back. And obviously now with this one, there's also some balance. There's some stability also involved in your jumping. You have that coordination to be able to catch yourself as you jump out and be able to jump straight back again. That's what we're looking for. 30 seconds rest. A minute rest, excuse me, and then do another set of those in here, okay? So now the other exercise that we do, which is an exercise for calf, as well as it is an exercise for some agility and coordination. You're going to find a spot where you can see that it makes a box. So we have these lines crossing this way and these lines crossing this way. That makes a natural box for us We used the gym also during the second semester, and we found lines that met. So he has this line. He's going to start on one foot. He's going to go clockwise, which is this way. He's going to go clockwise, and he's going to jump into each square as fast as he can go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So we go clockwise, going as fast as he can, spending as little time on the ground as possible. Okay? Going to count the amount of times that he gets around. That's good. Going to count the amount of times he gets around. 20 seconds. You're 20 seconds on, you're 20 seconds off. So you do 20 seconds clockwise, rest 20 seconds, another set clockwise. Then you change directions. You go counterclockwise. So now we're going the opposite direction, 20 seconds. So you just go simply the other way in each square. All right? Here we go. So it just goes the opposite direction. 20 seconds, and he counts the number of times that he goes around. When he ends up in the square that he started, that's 1. And you keep going around and keep track of the times that you went around, and you put your best set down. Again, that's 20 seconds on, 20 seconds rest, another set. So you've done 2 sets. Now the last one is a pattern, okay? And you're going to jump diagonally forward. So you're starting in one box here, and you're going to end up jumping to this box here, diagonally across, and then you're going to go straight back into the next box, and then you're going to jump diagonally forward the other direction, straight back, until you just keep repeating that pattern again. So if you go all the way around, that's 1. When you come from the box that you start in, and you get all the way back to that box, jumping in that pattern, that's 1 force. Again, 20 seconds on. Okay, you ready? And here we go. So we're here, forward, and again, doing it as fast as we can. Okay, in there. So 20 seconds. 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, another set, 20 seconds. Record your best one that you got. How many did you get all the way around, with 1 being 1 time all the way around for us? So we go through all on 1 foot, and then we switch feet. And then we do it all on the other foot, same directions. Clockwise, counterclockwise, and then that little diagonal X pattern in here, we do that. And again, we do 2 sets, 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, and we're recording the most that we can get. So last lower body exercise. And so this is a somewhat conditioning plyometric exercise, also a speed technique exercise to develop stride frequency, and you're going to find a wall. So the best thing to do is to find a concrete wall, something that's not going to scuff up and make marks. And this right here is kind of a stone wall, so it's fine. It's not going to make any marks on here. You can find a concrete wall, and you stand about 1 foot or 2 apart, just like you did on the bleacher, on the jumps up to the benches in here. And what you're going to do is you're going to try to find a spot on the wall that's about even with your knee. So that's knee height, and you look at that, and that's the mark that you aim for. And you're trying to, 1 at a time, bring your foot up to touch that height, and then come back up with the other one. Okay, so we'll give it a shot. This is 30 seconds. You ready? And go. So you drive and drive and drive, and like you're running almost in place, and you're touching 1 foot, and then the other, and then the other foot, then the other foot, working on driving those knees up in the air, stride frequency, as many as you can do, and you're going to keep track of each time your foot touches the wall. Okay? So let's just show that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So you do that for 30 seconds, and you count the amount of times that you did. Minute rest, then another 30 seconds. You could be doing other exercises in between, like your abs and your upper body that we showed you up in our fitness center if you wanted to, or you can just take the full rest. If you take the full rest, it's going to take you a little bit longer, but you need to give yourself the full rest for these exercises in between that I explained to you, so that you can properly recover and come back and do the exercise.